Check. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so DemandFood. What are we? We deliver you a chef-prepared meal in minutes for $10. That includes meal, delivery, tax, and tip. We're only testing dinner right now, so we're only open for 3 hours each night. But in the 104 nights that we've been open, we've generated over $20,000 in revenue. We've seen 6.5% growth week over week, which is entirely organic. And 66% of all of our sales have been repeats. This chart on the bottom left is our monthly revenue by cohort. And as you'll see, it levels out almost immediately, showing us that this is a really sticky and high retention product. Not only that, but if you notice the older cohorts on the bottom, they begin to increase towards the end, telling us that not only is this really sticky, but the longer somebody uses, the more money they spend. So obviously that's a good thing for any business. So the $1,000,000 question is, why are we doing this? Well, the ugly truth is cooking is becoming a hobby, just like hunting and just like farming. We millennials especially rarely cook. If you think about it, it makes sense. From the day that we are born to the day that we are an adult, 18 years, nearly all the food that we eat has been made for us by somebody else. And then all of a sudden we get pushed out into the real world and we're expected to make our own food. Well, we don't. So what do? We seek out the most convenient option out there. We eat out a lot. The problem with eating out a lot is that it's not healthy, nor is it affordable to do on a regular, everyday basis. And once we realize that, we default back to the grocery store. But the problem with the grocery store is that it's not convenient enough. We dread going to the grocery store, and when we do, we buy the same ingredients to buy the same meals, which half of them end up spoiling in the refrigerator because we ended up going out again. And so the vicious cycle begins all over again, and there's nothing out there that feeds us on a regular basis like it did most of our life. So what do? We created the everyday solution. We took the convenience of a restaurant, we took the affordability and the healthiness of a grocery store, and we combined it with the power of technology. So that anytime, anywhere you are, whenever you're hungry, you tap one button and food just comes to you. It's affordable, $10, meal delivery, tax, and tip. You didn't, even if you try to tip us, we won't allow it. You didn't tip your mom when she made you food, so you're not tipping us. It's healthy and energizing. These chefs know what they're doing. They're better at creating a wholesome, well-balanced meal, better than we are. Let them do all the work. They're giving us food that makes us feel really good and lets us get back to doing other things in life. We have Uber-like speed. We take these meals, we put them in delivery cars, and we distribute them throughout the city. So once dinner rolls around, which is actually happening right now if you visit DemandFood.com, once dinner rolls around, when you order, we calculate the closest driver and send them directly to you. People have gotten their meal in as fast as 2 minutes before. It's insane. It's less wasteful. No more wasting time, no more wasting money, no more wasting groceries in the fridge, and no doing dishes. That's probably the best part. And then, most importantly, it's designed for everyday use. We only ever show you 2 options. Just like mom used to ask you, what do you want for dinner? Do you want this or do you want that? If we told you, or if we showed you any more options, you would just choose not to choose, and that's what we call the paradox of choice. So the market opportunity is pretty big. $197 billion is how much people are spending each year on delivery and takeout, and that's growing. $32 billion is what people are spending each year on prepared foods, like the MyFitFood style, Snap Kitchen, all that. And these markets are growing fast, and they're big. So comparative landscape, here are some direct and indirect competitors. We consider Munchery, a San Francisco-based company, to be our closest competitor. There's also Sprig and Spoon Rocket. They're a little bit smaller than Munchery. And as we've talked, there's some indirect competitors. And as you'll see, that's kind of the areas where they lap. So who's behind this? I'm the hustler. My name is Alex. My co-founder, Chad. He's the hacker. We've known each other since 8th grade. We've been best friends since then. And we've created a company together, we started multiple projects together, but most importantly, we're doing this because this is the most reoccurring problem in our life, and we feel passionate about fixing it, and that's what we're doing. So, we've reached some milestones. We have many more ahead of us. We are serving dinner right now, I think, if it's not already 8 o'clock. If you guys want to, try it out sometime. I think we're sold out, so you're not going to be able to do it tonight, but tomorrow, type in Onevest in the coupon code, and you guys will be able to try out DemandFood for $2 off. Anyways, that's my pitch. Thanks for giving me the time to talk, and I'll hand it off to the judges.
I can use some food right now. I thought there was some food here. So good job on the concept, but the devil is in the details. So you haven't talked anything about who's doing the cooking and what's the unit pricing model. $10 looks what are you serving them? Chicken patties or what? I mean, how do you, the delivery, the tax, the tip, someone has to make the food. So, I mean, it sounds too good to be true.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more. I mean, unless it's a secret you don't want to share with anyone here.
Oh, absolutely. No, the reason why I didn't go over those details is because I was hoping somebody would ask me, and I had it. Okay, so it is $10 a meal, delivery, tax, and tip. The way that this works is we're getting rid of a lot of inefficiencies. When you go to a restaurant and you pay for a meal, very little of that money that you pay for actually goes towards the meal. It only costs about $1.50 to $2 to make one of these really delicious, wholesome meals. And so we're getting rid of all the overhead costs of a restaurant and just focusing on what people care about, which is the food. And so it only costs about $1.50 to $2 to make the food. We've partnered with chefs. Now what we want to do is we want to become a platform for any chef to come onto our platform and cook for free. And then just we take a commission off of every single sale that they make through the platform. So it's about $1.50. So the unit economics, it's about $1.50 to $2 to make the meal. We give $3 more to the chef for profit for each meal. And it's about $3 per delivery driver. So that gives us $2 in wiggle room for each meal.
Food, if you're going to sell it, has to be prepared in a commercial kitchen. Is this, I hope, happening?
Absolutely.
Okay. So then, based on what you said, people are preparing this food. You're putting it in. You have a storage facility or something that you distribute out, and then people kind of wait, kind of like Uber drivers do, and then you order food and they deliver it. So I have questions about the scalability of that, because as you roll into more markets, you just need more people and more kitchens. And I had other questions too, but I'm just trying to get my mind around the drivers being out there. And then just two pieces of feedback before you address that. Always start with your problem statement. Don't give us like, well, this is who we are, and this is your problem statement was like slide 3 or 4 or something. Yeah. Move it to number 1. Start with the problem. Tell a story. And don't use pastels or light colors. You just can't see them. If you're looking, you're turning, you're craning. Don't use pastels. Use real contrasty type stuff. But yeah, and I'll follow up with some more questions. But the scalability, if you can talk about that.
Yeah, so what we have, all the food is created in a licensed commercial kitchen. We partnered with chefs to create them in their own catering kitchens right now. But when we have a lot of chefs that want to cook on our platform, but the biggest problem that they have is actually finding a commercial kitchen that's worthwhile. It costs $22+ per hour to cook in a commercial kitchen, and that doesn't include all the fees that they have to pay on top of that, the insurances and all that. So what we want to do is because right now we're just partnering with chefs who already have their own kitchens. We want to lease our own kitchen, get all the insurance, everything taken care of, so that the chefs can come there and cook for free, and then we would make a commission on every single sale that they make. All they have to do is pay for their own ingredients. So as far as what happens after they make the food, we take the food that's made freshly every day. We take the food, and when we put them in delivery cars, these cars have climate control coolers, and so they stay fresh. Now, originally we started serving it hot, but what we found with a hot bag that's electric, that you plug into the electric outlet, the cigarette lighter, the problem that we found is that every minute that went by, the quality just kept dropping. So what we did is we took one step backwards. We're now serving it chilled, which requires a quick 2-minute warm up, but we see it as one step backwards, but 3 steps forward, because now the quality goes up. Our chefs can use much more ingredients. So now we have coolers in each delivery car that keeps the food cool. Just like MyFit Foods. MyFit Foods can keep the food for 3 days in a cooler, and we can do the same thing. And so we have 3 days to actually sell it, but almost every night we sell out. So we have more opportunity to sell the meals in the future on different days. And so that answers that question. Were there any? Okay. And then sorry about the pastel. I mean, it looks a lot better on a different TV, but you're absolutely right. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Cool. Thanks. I have seen the deck, hard copy, so I can attest to that. It is actually visible when printed. The economics right now, you said there's $2 of wiggle room currently. Has that been the case with the $20K generated to date, profit, or the revenue?
Yes and no. About 15% of the 104 nights that we've been open, we've been profitable. Another thing is, depending on how fast we sell out, in the absolute worst case scenario, if everybody orders one meal, then we break even at 75 meals per night. But if a lot of people order really quick, we obviously break even faster and hit profit much faster. And so our
Okay.
profit margins increase.
So currently, though, at 20K and 100 nights, $10 per meal, that's 20 meals per night, correct? For the night serviced?
Yeah, north of 20, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a little north of 20. So you guys, the break-even point is 3x that, 4x that, then it
Yes.
sounds like.
Yes.
Okay. What are your thoughts around scaling this? I can't imagine customer acquisition is a favorable. I've never seen it be favorable in the consumer market like this. How do you? What's the game plan around attracting? How are you going to grow your customer base when it's a one-to-one sell? Or is that the plan? Do you want to push more into commercial or corporate or UT? I think we had talked previously. You'd been doing some pilots maybe with UT, with some of their student housing, et cetera.
Yeah.
So customer acquisition cost and scaling the customer base.
Yeah, scaling the customer base. So what we want to do is, well, as far as one-to-one, this is a really good product. A lot of people tell their friends, and so that's how all the organic growth has happened up until now. But what we want to do is our target demographic right now are young professionals, 18 through 27, who live on their own, who don't have a girlfriend, who would find something like this useful. So where do they hang out? They hang out at co-working spaces. They hang out at, was that bad? So anyways, we just go and partner with co-working spaces. That's one way to tackle more. We definitely want to test out the college market too. But what we have is a really healthy option. And what we found with experimenting with the college market, partnering with these student housing complexes, is that to them health isn't that important yet. It isn't until what we're finding until after they graduate from college that they realize how important healthy food is. As far as customer acquisition, right now it's one-to-one, and we're early, so we're trying to find creative ways.
One follow-up on that. I find it very interesting that 2/3 of your customers are repeats.
Yeah.
And very compelling argument can be made for a membership service on a weekly or monthly basis, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
3 meals 3 times a week.
Sure.
XYZ. Is the exploration? Have you guys taken much steps in the way of exploring?
Memberships. Yeah, right now we are actually rolling that out right now. All the retention right now has been completely non-membership based, and they're just going to the website every day ordering or going to the app. We are right now working on subscription models to keep them longer, and which a lot of people have shown interest in.
We only have time for one question.
Okay, that's fine.
So whoever has a question?
Let's talk flavor. Is it any good?
I would, if you live here, just try it tomorrow and then tell me. It's delicious food, I promise you. The thing is, our chefs focus on the food, right? It's better than restaurant food because, seriously, yeah, it's better than restaurant food because the chefs are focusing on the food and they don't have all the overhead costs involved
All right. Thank you, Alex. Good job.